Gamers and game, that's what is going on. My name is Tanek127 and welcome back to another video. And guys, in today's video, I want to talk to y'all about The Outer Worlds 2. However, before we get into today's video, I want to let y'all know this is PlayStation 5 gameplay, just base PS5, not PS5 Pro. And also, big thank you to Xbox for sponsoring this video and hooking me up with early access to The Outer Worlds 2. So, I'm going to give you guys my first impressions because realistically, I've only spent about 5 or 6 hours with this game. I had a really swamped week last week and a lot of stuff just going on in my personal life, so I didn't get tons and tons of time to play. But let me start by saying this, The Outer Worlds 2 is definitely that first-person, Bethesda feeling-ish, Fallout-like kind of, open-world RPG that you want to be playing. Now, keep in mind, I was a guy, who was positive about Starfield. I was really excited about that. I was one of the people, even though Starfield didn't get the greatest reception, I was one of those people that were like, well, what's so bad about this? Why is everyone, giving this game such a hard time? And I just, I went with that mindset for a while. And then I got early access to The Outer Worlds 2. And not to compare the two games too much, but I played this, felt the quality, saw how good it was polished, how great it was ran, how immersive it felt, how deep the story was, like just right out of the gate, how quick it threw you into the action, and just everything going on. And I was just like, oh, this is more so probably what people want out of an RPG like this, rather than the way Starfield is. And it was like a light bulb and a button just clicked in my head. Like, all right, I get it now. I get it. This is how things should be. I hopped in, I created my character and enjoyed the gameplay. I do like playing it in third person. I just prefer to play these games in third person. I'm even that guy, that plays Skyrim in third person. I know, I'm weird. Okay, I play Elder Scrolls Online in third person too. I hope a lot of people do. I don't know. That's another topic for another day. But The Outer Worlds 2, hands down, this is what, an apocalyptic, FPS like RPG should be. This felt like playing, like a single player version of Borderlands, just with realistic graphics and, just so much things to do. There's NPCs everywhere. There's side quests everywhere. Everything ties into everything. Even the main quests, they can turn into different side quests and missions that can help you with the main quest and stuff like that. There's different paths you can take with different characters. Your choices actually matter. Like, it's insane. And guys, keep in mind, I've experienced these things only playing the first few hours of the game. Like, when you get to the first town, there's even a decision you make right there about, which NPC you want to work with and who you can follow, and that impacts your game for like the long run. It impacts the main story. It impacts the direction you end up taking. And that's just a couple hours into the game. So I can only imagine the other things that, you do or, you can try and do and stuff like that, and the choices you can make that can just impact how things go. It's just it's insane. The developers, they really do have something, just going on here. You can feel that Fallout New Vegas magic in this game. Now, granted, I didn't play a ton of New Vegas. I was mostly, a guy that played a bit more of like of Fallout 3. I didn't even get to play Fallout 4 too much. I played a little bit of it, but mostly when I played Fallout, I played a lot of Fallout 3, and I got to dive into New Vegas some. And this just, it was like just a better version of of those types of games. And not to mention, it's well polished. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some silly bugs that happen here and there. Like when I was trying to holster my gun once and I loaded my character back in, the gun was like bouncing around on my waist, but I reholstered it and it stopped. I'm sure there's probably some other little wild bugs here and there and stuff like that, but this game, guys, it's a lot of fun. There's color based loot. There's all kinds of different gear. The character creation is great. The NPCs are all voice acted. The voice acting is really good. The story starts off just insane. Like it doesn't waste no time getting you into the action. It doesn't waste any time getting you into the fun and the good stuff and everything. It throws you right in, guys. Like the Outer Worlds 2, I'm telling y'all guys, just like I said, I know this is just first impressions, but if you're looking for a good single player RPG to just sink hours and hours into, and not to mention who knows what the developers could be planning for DLC in the future, the Outer Worlds 2 is definitely one you guys gotta check out. I'm going to be making some more videos on this soon. If you want to see just some raw gameplay, I do have a video upload of that too, just to show you how the game runs and stuff like that. And the performance and everything, like I said, it's great and flawless. And I'm playing it on a base PS5, so I can only imagine what people on PS5 Pro are feeling, high-end PCs or the Xbox Series X, since it has a little bit more horsepower than the PS5. Guys, this is a good one. I'm telling y'all, as an RPG lover, you're definitely going to want to check this out. But anyway, y'all enjoyed today's video. Smash that like. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out. Have a good one.